Let's talk about after your last win. I know you said you wanted to get back to action in July. I think you were looking for International Fight Week, but you still got July. How good does it feel to get back to action quickly? I know you mentioned concerns with ring rust and things like that in the past.
Yeah, it feels good. Just getting in there, each time is a new experience. Every time I get in there, I feel a whole lot better. And I didn't have my sights set on any one particular event, and I feel good fighting here in Atlanta. I'm happy with this.
After your last win, it was a good win for you. It seemed like you were, I don't know, not satisfied, a little frustrated or something,
Yeah,
just judging by your body language. What was it?
yeah, a lot of guys win and they get up and they scream. They think they're king of the world. Just because you win doesn't mean there still aren't improvements to be made. And I was happy with myself with the win. Obviously, a win is a win, especially in the big leagues. But even not seeing the footage, I was still able to just tell that there were some things I could have done better, could have done more efficiently, and just improvements to be made.
What happened when you went back and watched it and broke it down a little bit? Did you take any satisfaction in it?
Yeah, I thought I did good. I thought my pace was good. He was also a very rangy opponent. I'm not going to fight too many guys that are 6'4", 6'5" at 170 pounds. You don't see guys with that body type a whole lot. So it was a tough obstacle. But overall, maybe a little hard on myself, but that's good. The sport can be hard, so you got to be critical. You got to know your weaknesses, and you got to look to improve them.
You mentioned being, kind of everything's a different experience every time out. You're still so early in your career, but you're having to kind of cut your teeth in the UFC.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy that? I guess if you get a chance to be in the UFC, you take it. But is there ever any part of you that feels like, man, I wish I would have had a little more chance to season myself, to get some experience on the regional stage?
Absolutely not. I would much prefer to get my seasoning here. This is where I wanted to be from the very get-go, and I'm here, and I'm going to stay here for a while.
You talked about last time kind of being frustrated at your reality show roots. Have you started to take that in and accept it a little bit, or is it always going to be something that sticks with you?
Oh, I've accepted it, and the people at the reality show, everyone treated me great. It wasn't anything, personal against the UFC or whatever. Maybe some people thought it was like that, but it was. If I had my opportunity, I would like to get my foot in the door a different route. I'm just not a big reality show guy. That's about as simple as I can put it. I'm not really into reality shows. That being said, everyone that was there did nothing but try to help me, and it was nothing against them. It was just, if I had the opportunity, I would have liked to not take the reality show route.
But now that you're here, you just
yeah,
go with it.
yeah. Now that I'm here, it doesn't matter. It's all water under the bridge. It's all good. And I would just keep getting questions about the reality show. And part of it's mad that I'm getting asked that. It's like that's in the past. It's like I don't know how many more questions I'm going to get about that.
All right, well, let's talk about your career yourself, the progression that you're making. Because you are still early in your career, I feel like every time out you might be able to show big improvements, where somebody we've seen a whole lot, they kind of are what they are. Do you feel like you've had enough time in this short span to make some big leaps and bounds?
Very much so, and the fact that I am so critical on myself is how that gets done, in my opinion. I'm very very nitpicky about my training. I'm very particular, and I look to be a different guy every single time in the octagon.
What do you think about the matchup here? He was kind of entertaining in his last fight out, but what do you think about his skills?
He's got a good skill set. He's got good submissions off his back, and I obviously like to get that takedown, so I'm going to have to watch out for guillotines and just submissions off the back, namely the guillotine. He's also a bigger guy with heavy strikes, heavy punches, heavy kicks, knees. So, keep my distance, work my range, work my striking. He's also a big opponent, so I'm going to look to keep that pace high, get him tired. I know he's cutting a lot of weight, so I want to use that to my advantage.
What's it going to take for you to walk out on Saturday night and actually be able to smile and be happy? And I know you're critical of yourself, but to feel like, hey, I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish.
Good question. I would have to, like I said, every night's different, so you'd have to ask me then.